Hello everyone, thank you for the opportunity to speak about Opus, the Ocean Biodiversity Information System. At Opus, for 21 years now, we have been building a central global platform that provides free access to ocean biodiversity and biogeographic data. It started under the Census of Marine Life in 2000, and it became a project of the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission of UNESCO in 2009. It now runs under the IOC's International Oceanographic Data and Information Exchange Program. At the moment, we integrate more than 4,000 datasets, and we provide occurrence records of more than 150,000 marine species. So we have 80 million occurrence records and twice as many measurements and sampling facts. In May this year, the ISA joined the IOD Opus network was one of the Opus nodes. So they became an associate data unit of IOD. So they joined our network of 32 Opus nodes. And so the Opus nodes connect us with the more than 1,000 data providers. So the Opus nodes, they collect all the information and they publish the information so that we can harvest them and integrate them into a central data system. Currently, the data flow from the ISA to Opus is that the deep data from ISA is put on an FTP server. We harvest it, then we run an R script that does this data standardization and quality control. We put the data sets on a storage and we harvest it, and then we integrate it into the rest of all the data. Currently, we receive 80 data sets from the ISA, from the contractors. It represents 45,000 occurrences of 139 species. With Opus, you can also visualize and download the data in addition to accessing the data through the deep data portal. So what we achieve through Opus is that instead of all the data being dispersed and not standardized, you can now have seamlessly access to quality controlled and integrated data information. So Opus database is in the cloud, and there is an API that can be accessed through, for example, software like R. There's an R Opus package. Then you can make interesting data products, like do an overlay of data, Opus data and the ISA areas. You can do trend analysis. It's a very powerful tool to do your own science. The R package is also used, for example, to support a number of international processes, such as the identification of Appeltans under the CBD. Or scientists are using Opus to write chapters for the World Ocean Assessment that was released earlier this year, the second version. Opus is more than just presence data of species. We also receive and integrate abundance and biomass data, historical records, tracking data, and also habitat ecosystem data. So what we don't really do at the moment, and we don't have a lot of data at the moment in Opus, is image-based data. In Darwin Core, there is a term called associated media. So you can populate your data with a link to the image, and some datasets have that information. But if we really want to support image-based biodiversity data, we will need to look into a Darwin Core extension. There are currently two extensions, the simple multimedia extension and the abundant media description. And these are developed and discussed under the TEDWIG, the Biodiversity Information Standards Working Group. And so if the community will start using those extensions, we will also support that. And so we can also integrate data from images and videos into Opus. Before I stop, I also want to stress that Capacity development is a very important activity under the IOC, and we organize training courses through the Ocean Teacher Global Academy. It's another project of IODE, so together with Opus. And the Ocean Teacher, they currently have 16 regional and specialized training centers all over the world. They use there is a common e-learning platform where you post your training material, and you can organize online training courses, in-person meetings, or in hybrid blended model. If there are any questions, I'm happy to try to answer them. Thank you.